Selamünaleyküm. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Vessalatu vesselamu ala Resulü Muhammedin sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem. Madede Resulü'nde la sadat ve sahabesi. Madede ve şahı destur ve la şahı fazla saçı Muhammed al-Hakkani ve tarikatuna ve sahaba vel hayr fil camiyin. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. أما ما كتاب بينهم فسوف كتاب بينهم Subhanallah. Bu ayet-i kerime kıyamet günü insan elinde sağ elinden kitabını yaptıklarını alınca
Allah Almighty mentions in the Holy Quran, in this sacred verse, that on the day of the judgment, the book of records will be given, and those who will receive their book of records in their right hands
memnun olacak.
Will be happy and satisfied.
Ailesine güzel, ferahla dönecektir.
And those who receive on the day of judgment their book of records on their right hand side into their right hand will be satisfied and will return to their family in the hereafter with in a relieved way, satisfied.
Bu işte Müslümanın olması lazım olan insan. Bu nasıl?
And this is what we as Muslims must strive for. We must live a life so that we receive our book of records into our right hand.
Olacak. Dünyada Allah Azze ve Celle'nin verdiği ömür neyse öyle yaşayıp
and how can we achieve this? We can achieve this salvation by living throughout the lifetime which Allah Almighty has allocated for us in this life, in the way of following Allah Almighty and fulfilling His orders.
Allah taatında kimseye zarar vermeden kendi halinde.
And those who live throughout their lifetimes fulfilling the orders of Allah Almighty and not harming anyone.
Yaşayıp giden Müslümanlar çok var böyle.
Will receive their book of records in their right hands. And there are many Muslims who live this type of simple life, simply living their lives as Muslims, fulfilling the orders of Allah Almighty without harming anyone.
İnsanlar işte dün de bizim dayı oğlu rahmetlik oldu.
And yesterday, and such a person who lived such a life was our maternal uncle, who passed away yesterday.
Nurettin Efendi Allah rahmet eylesin.
Nurettin Efendi, may Allah Almighty shower His mercy onto his soul.
Bu adamcağız küçüklüğünden beri okudu dediğimiz ilkokul bitirip babasıyla annesiyle oturup
and from an early age he lived a simple life fulfilling Allah Almighty's orders. He led a simple life. He completed maternal school and then continued to support his family, lived with his mother and father and helped them.
İşe başladı.
And after maternal school he started working in order to support his family.
İşini yapıp akşam ailesiyle, babasıyla, anasıyla, çoluk çocuğuyla geçinip gider.
And he would do his work, he would lead a simple life, support his family, his mother and father, and come back home in the evening and be together with his family and his children.
Sanat sahibiydi Allah rahmet eylesin. Onun yaptığı şeyler alın teriyle işini yapardı. O parasıyla geçinip giderdi.
And he used to do manual work, handcrafting, and he would gain his living through that manual work, and he would make his living that way and would lead his life with what he obtained through this.
Ne başkasına dolandırdı, ne üçkağıtçılık yaptı. Ne
And throughout his lifetime, he did not cheat anyone. He did not make any fraud.
varlık peşinden koştu.
And he did not ask anything beyond that simple work and that simple living he would gain.
Bu hayatı böyle 60-62 yaşına kadar
And thus he lived a simple life in this world, 62 years.
Allah rahmet eylesin.
Allah Almighty shower His mercy on his soul.
Hasta oldu, vefat etti, gitti.
And he now has passed away and has left this world.
Müslümanın hayatı budur.
And that is how a life of a Muslim should be.
Yani başka yapacak, onu dolandıracak, bunu dolandıracak yok.
There's nothing beyond that. One should not be after anything else, thinking that they should be cheating others or making fraud in order to obtain personal profit.
Hükümete karşı gelecek, çıkıp bağırıp çağıracak.
Your life should not be dedicated to making personal profit or fighting the government or causing rebellions.
Gerekmez. Hiç gerekmez. Bağırsan da, çağırsan da, rezillik yapsan da gene aynı yaşta, aynı vakit gideceksin.
There's no need to shout out. There's no need to do miserable acts, because in the end you will lead the life that has been allocated to you, and you will leave this world at the time that has been destined for you.
O mühim olan ahirette elinde olan kitap, elinde yaptığın.
All that matters is what you will be held accountable for in the hereafter, and what will be in that book of record you will be receiving in the hereafter.
İşlerin yazılı olan şey sağından verilecek, solundan verilecek.
And what is going to important is in the hereafter, are you going to receive that book of record into your right hand or into your left hand?
Sağdan verildiyse tamamdır.
If you receive that book of record into your right hand, then that means that you have obtained salvation.
أما كتاب بشمال فسوف يعد ثبورا وسعيرا إنه كان في أهل مسرورا. Ama sol elinden kitabını yaptıklarını verilirse o vakit yandı bu adam.
However, if you receive that book of record into your left hand, then that means that you are going to be burned.
O vay haline diyor.
Woe to those who receive their book of records into their left hand.
Yanıp gidecek.
They are going to be burned away.
Dünyada ikisi de aynı yaşta, aynı vakit. Hadi fazla da yaşasa, 100 senede, 1000 senede yaşasa gene aynı şekilde.
No matter how long you live, all that matters and all it comes down to is, are you going to receive that book of record into your right hand or your left hand? And a long life or whatever you do in this life for the sake of this world will not save you in the hereafter.
Değişmez. Soldan yaptığı şeyler insanın solundan gelirse, sol tarafından, sol elinden gelirse o vakit yaptığı hayatı ne kadar hayatta kendine güvenip kendini beğenmişlik yapsa, milleti dolandırsa, şey yapsa.
No matter how long you live, if you do deeds which are going to be recorded as deeds, as bad deeds, which will make you receive your book of records into your left hand, that means that you will be burned in the end, in the hereafter. No matter how much profit you have made throughout this world, no matter how much you have cheated, how much you have betrayed people, regardless of the fraud you did in order to make personal profit, thinking that you have obtained something, but in reality you have made no achievement. You have made no achievement, because all those things you did were recorded as bad deeds, which led to your book of records to be given into your left hand in the hereafter.
Ondan hiçbir faydası olmayacak.
And then all those things you did will have no benefit in the hereafter.
Cehenneme gidecek.
They will be just the reasons for you to go to hellfire.
Onun için insanoğlu fazla tamah etmemesi lazım.
Therefore, people should not desire too much the things of this world.
Müslüman Allah Azze ve Celle hayatını güzel yapmış.
Allah Almighty has given people a beautiful, good life.
Zor yapmamış. Fakirliği de kabul eden, zenginse Allah'a şükredecek.
And we must accept what we have been given by Allah Almighty. We must be thankful if we have been given a rich life, but we must also be thankful if we have been given a poor life.
Geçinip gidecek.
All we need to ensure is to just make it through this life one way or the other.
Hayat Allah Azze ve Celle dünya ahiret için.
And we should not live for the sake of this world, but our lives should be dedicated for the hereafter.
Dünyada gene insan memnun olur. Bir ahiret için yaptığı şeylerden dolayı.
What makes you happy? The sources of happiness in this world are not the things of this world. What makes you happy are the things you do for the hereafter.
Kalbi mutmain olarak gider.
Those things which you do for the hereafter will make your heart to feel satisfied, and in the end, they will be the reason for you to leave this world in a state where your heart is satisfied.
Ölümden de korkmaz.
Then you will not be afraid of death.
Hesaptan da korkmaz.
And you will not be afraid of the account you will be giving on the day of reckoning.
Ölüm zor değil de.
Death itself is not difficult.
Ölümden sonrası zordur.
What is difficult is what comes after death.
Onu insanlar bilmiyor.
People are unaware of this.
Onun için yaptıklarını kâr zannediyor.
And as they are unaware of what comes after death, they think that they can do as they like, and they think that what they obtain in this world, the profit they make, they think that it will be to their benefit, where that is not the case.
Kâr değildir.
It is not a profit in reality.
Kâr olan iyilik yapmak, iyi yaşamak.
The profit you gain is to lead a good life and to do goodness.
Kimseye zarar vermeden.
Profit means to not harm anyone.
Kimseyi ezmeden, kimseye zulüm etmeden.
What is going to benefit you in the hereafter is to not harm anyone and to not oppress anyone.
Kimseyi kandırmadan.
And to not cheat anyone.
Yaşamak müminin yaşantısıdır.
And to live a life as a mu'min, as a believer, is what is going to benefit you in the hereafter.
Onun için ölümü kolay olur, ahiret hesabı kolay olur.
The one who lives such a life as a believer will have an easy death. His judgment and his account will be easy on the day of reckoning.
Sonu güzel olur.
And he will have a good ending.
Allah muhafaza etsin, insanlara hidayet olsun.
May Allah Almighty protect us, and may Allah Almighty guide people.
Bu yoldan çıkmasınlar.
And may people not leave this right way.
İnşallah. Ve minallah tevfik. El Fatiha.